Hello everyone, welcome into another video, and today I do want to give this time to discuss Anthony's Kim emotional win in Adelaide. Um so last night I was watching the live event in Adelaide just because there was really nothing on last night, and the NHL um, is currently shut down because of the Olympic Games, um, and there was no NHL games at all last night. Obviously, that's going to be the case for like the next week or so before the NHL resumes their season on February 25th. So Live Adelaide was pretty much the only thing on last night. So I watched the final round of it, and man, Anthony Kim winning for the first time in almost in like 16 years. You gotta be proud of him, man. You gotta be proud of Anthony Kim performance in the final round, man. Like, this guy's been through a lot over the past decade or so. Like, you know, um, when he came to the PGA tour in like the late 2000s, people thought that he was a promising player. He was a promising player. Um, he was a young upcoming player in the game of golf. He won 3 times on the PGA tour. And then he suffered an injury in 2012, and then he basically just retired after 2012 and just disappeared from the game of golf for a decade. And obviously, a lot of people thought that he was never going to play again. He was not even going to play professional golf again. And then, like, in late 2023, early 2024, there was rumors about Anthony Kim coming back to professional golf, and we wasn't sure where he was gonna play. Was he gonna make a comeback on the PGA Tour, or was he going to play in live golf? And he decided to play in live golf, and you know he, the first 2 seasons he started as a wild card, so he did not join a team. He was basically playing as a wild card on live. And then this past week, the four aces signed him to a contract. They was looking because they were looking for a replacement for Patrick Reed, who left live golf to join the PGA Tour again in 2027. So they were looking for a replacement for Patrick Reed. I know they had Miguel Tabrera, the Filipino, playing for the four aces in Riyadh. And then they decided to go with Anthony Kim, for Adelaide. And, you know, Anthony Kim, man, he just put it out of his mind in the final round. Like, man, like, Anthony Kim was giving fist pumps every time when he made a putt. It's like he went crazy on the back nine. He made 4 birdies in a row. He was like 14 under. To start the day, to start the final round, and he was like 5 shots back up the lead, and he had to go low to try to win this event, and that's what he did. He putted out of his mind, and he was just giving fist pumps, and the crowd, man, was just going absolutely crazy. They were going crazy and stuff, like, you know yeah, like, you know and then, The when Anthony Kim was at the 18 hole, the crowd was just, you know, the crowd was just like really going crazy, man, over Anthony Kim, man, and then he missed the putt, missed the birdie putt to win, and then he made his par putt, and then yeah, you can see the emotions from Anthony Kim, man. Like it meant a lot to him, man. Like it meant a lot. Like he never really thought that he was never going to be in this position. He was never going to play golf even ever again. Like, like it was, I just think it was just a complete miracle that he was able to come back and play. Like, like not a lot of people, not a lot of athletes who take that much time off decide to come back and even play again. Like, like this has to be like the biggest comeback story since Tiger Woods in like 2019, like when he won the Masters. Like it was such an emotional win seeing Tiger Woods win, you know, the Masters and even the Tour Championship in 2018. Like the crowd was just following him, and they did that the same way as Anthony Kim, like it's just it makes me happy. I'm proud of him, I am proud of him. Just been through a lot, with all the injuries, and all that stuff, man. Like you just gotta be proud of him no matter no matter what tour you support, if you're a big fan of live golf or you're neutral or you hate live golf, you just have to be proud of him, man. Like you just have to, man. Like like no, there's little players that even make this type of comeback, and for him to even try to play, it's just unreal. And what he said in his press conference, he says that he believed in himself, and that's what it motivated him to come back and play golf again. Is that he really did believe in himself, and you know that's what really motivated him to come back. So yeah, I feel proud of him, So yeah, Anthony Kim wins. So John Rahm finished second again. I think he finished second in Riyadh. Yeah, he did finish second. So he did finish second in Adelaide. Bryson, both of them were tied for the lead going into the final round. And obviously both players just couldn't even play well in the final round. You know, only two birdies for John Rahm and um, a bogey at 8, and then Bryson 4 bogeys in the front 9. That wasn't too good, and then made birdies at 10 and 11. So yeah, I mean both players. Obviously we kind of thought that the title was going to be between John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau. Two great players on Live Golf. But Anthony Kim had different plans. You know, we all thought it was going to be a showdown between Rahm and Bryson for the trophy. But yeah, Anthony Kim had other plans here on Sunday, and yeah, just incredible, just absolutely incredible. I'm so proud of him, man. Like just the emotions, and man, like you know, I'm just yeah. So yeah, Anthony Kim wins for the first time since 2010. Like that's man, like he has not won a golf tournament since the Houston Open in 2010. That was a long, super long time ago. Like man, like I was only like 8 years old when he last won. Like I was too young, you know, at that time. Like I didn't really get into golf until like 2016. Like yeah. So yeah. So other golf news, other winners, Charlie Hall wins in Saudi Arabia. So she starts off the year with a win in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, the ladies European tour, started their season in Saudi Arabia as they always do, and the top players, they do play that event. So yeah, she wins in 19 under par, so one shot win for Charlie Hall. So she gets her 2026 season off to a good start. So yeah, the top players did play in that event. So yeah, so yeah, congrats to Charlie Hall winning, and then Colin Morikawa wins in the Pebble Beach Pro Am by one shot. Obviously, that's his first win in like 800 something days. So yeah, Colin Morikawa finally gets back in the winning circle for when was Colin Morikawa last win? Not really sure, for I don't really remember the top of my head. Um when it was his last win. So yeah, he finally breaks a 28-month winless streak. So he haven't won in like since like 2023. So his first win in like over a little over 2 years when he last won. So good to see him back at the winning circle. Colin Morikawa. He had a promising career ahead of him. When he first started playing golf, he won two majors. When he first turned pro, he won two majors in the first 2 years of his professional career. He won the PGA in 2020, won the British Open in 2021, and he just gone like 2 years without no wins. And he's finally back at the winning circle for the first time since 2023. And yeah, so yeah, he did make a comment that they're expecting their first child. They're expecting their child in May of this year. So congrats to the Morikawa family on their newborn baby that is coming up. Um, over the next few months. So yeah, Colin Morikawa, he's back at the winning circle after no wins the last 2 years. And yeah, and yeah, Scotty Scheffler, he finished tied for fourth. Min Woo Lee, made a run at the final day, but came one shot short. Seth Straga finished second. Um, so yeah, this was their signature event for the PGA Tour this week. And next week they have their other signature event in LA. So yeah. So yeah, next week we got the DP World Tour in Kenya for the Kenya Open. The ladies, the LPGA will be in Thailand for their event, and then PGA will be in LA next week. And Live Golf will take a break for a few weeks, and they'll be playing in Hong Kong in a few weeks. So yeah, I basically just talked about Anthony Kim win on here. That was pretty much the topic of this video, but I did want to mention a couple winners this week, Charlie Hall and Colin Morikawa. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and like the channel. See you guys later. Bye.